Hi guys, it's Karen again and welcome to another video. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Today we're having a primer war between two primers of E.L.F. One is the E.L.F. putty primer. This is it, and it looks like it has a consistency of a cream. This is one of them, and the other one is this E.L.F. tone adjusting face primer. This is it. Okay, it doesn't want to focus, but this is the one, and this is, it has a thinner consistency than this one. Both I bought on E.L.F, and I thought to do a war and see which one is better. So on one side of my face I'm going to put the putty primer, the other side I'm going to put the tone adjusting face primer, and we can see which one will survive better on my skin. And let's just start. My hands are clean, and let's apply the putty primer on this side and the tone adjusting, or maybe not, maybe this side. I see here I have more redness here than here, or not, I don't know. Well, both look disastrous. Okay, so this side is the putty primer and this side is the tone adjusting primer. So let's start. I just took small amount on my finger, and I'm just applying it with my finger to my face, to half of my face. Now, already did one time, I did a primer war, but it was versus clean skin without a primer. Now I want to see this primer in comparison to the primer of the tone adjusting primer by E.L.F. to see which one of them works better for me. So this one is all applied. So this one was the putty primer, and it was on this side of my face, and on the other side I'm going to use the tone adjusting, which has a purple consistency. Yep. And I'm going to also rub it with my fingers, and I think it's the best way to know if the primer is good. Sometimes I apply it with my sponge, at other times just with my natural sponge with my finger. Okay, let's do the nose as well. Here is a very critical point for the primer. Okay, so, and if you can see, I have a new friend here. I'll have to spot conceal it. Okay, so primer war. So this is it. This is a putty primer, this is a tone adjusting primer, and of course I'll check in later and let you know the results. But let's go on and do a full face of makeup. And I have this one by L'Oreal. This is the Inflammable 24-hour fresh wear, which is almost finished. So when I press it in the pump, nothing comes out. You can see it just drizzles. Took out the pump, and I'm just taking a very small plastic spoon, like the ones that you have in the coffee stations, and I'm just taking and look, you can see how much material there is still inside. Look at the, I don't know if you can see, just a second. Okay, you can see a lot of material. I'm going just to add it to the back of my hand. Look how much, too much actually. I'm going to add my Revlon Candid. This is in 220. The L'Oreal was 235. and I'm just going to combine them together with a sponge and apply them to my face like I normally would. So this is the side with the tone adjusting. And my forehead as well. And just applying the sponge, tapping it like so. And let's do the other side as well. And my forehead with the leftovers of the makeup. So this is the putty primer. Now we won't see a difference now. We can see a difference only after a few hours. So I will check in much later in the day. Let's say before I will remove the makeup, I will check in and we will be able to see the results of the primer wars. Okay, so this is not working out. Well, I'll close it afterwards. Okay, now let's apply some concealer, and I have here another Candid by Revlon. This is 030, and I'm applying it in the tear dot of each side and in the outer corner of each eye, like that. And I'm taking my L'Oreal Inflammable More Than Concealer. This is in the shade 326, and this is a bright concealer, brighter than me, and I'm just adding it to my T section to give my face some light. And now I'm using my eye primer. I'm using this one by LA Girl. I must say I'm in love with this product. This is the Pro Primer HD High Definition Eyeshadow Primer in the shade Nude. And well, I bought it on iHerb. It was $3–4 approx, and I love it. It's so easy to apply, so easy. You don't need a sponge, you don't need a brush, you don't need anything. Just apply it like that, and it really works. And it sets the eyeshadows for a long period of time. Well, I haven't tried 12 hours, but 10–11 hours definitely. So I imagine that 12 will also work. Now I'm taking my sponge and I'm going to start with my under eye area, like that. So I'm just applying it like that. And I'm tapping it a bit firmer than I applied the foundation. And I'm just tapping my forehead and my nose and my chin. And I almost forgot to spot conceal, so I'm taking a bit of my Revlon concealer and just very lightly adding it. And for that reason I love using a brush. Where are you, Mrs. Brush? Oh, here it is. So I'm using this one by AWB Makeup. This is called the Duo Blends It, and I'm just blending it with the brush. And I found that for spot concealing it does a better job than the sponge. And I noticed that my chin was not blended, so I just blended it some more with the sponge, but I'm not touching my little friend here, which is still visible, because it's 3D and you can't really do anything to cover it unless maybe you can cover yourself with foundation, and I'm not going to do it. This is a part of me and I hope it will go away soon. And well, let's continue. And I am taking my BH Cosmetics, this is the under eye brightening powder. This one's in the shade Fair Light, and I'm just taking a bit and tapping it, so I will have some powder out of it. And I'm taking my small brush, taking a small amount, tapping over the excess and adding it to my under eye area. And now I can see that the primer, I didn't apply it very well, so I will have to use a sponge to correct it. Bummer. I exaggerated, I put too much. I was so excited and I exaggerated. Never mind. Okay, so this was the brightening area, under eye brightening powder for the under eye area. And now I'm taking my, where are you? Oh, here you are. My Maybelline Fit Me foundation, this one in the shade 115. And I'm taking my huge brush, also by AWB Makeup. Well, most of my brush are from AW Makeup. And I will add a link in the description bar. Did you hear about AWB Makeup brushes before? Let me know. I'm curious to know. Okay, so powder out, in with the bronzer, and I'm using my NARS Laguna, which looks like this, which is a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. And I'm just taking my bronzer brush, also by EW Makeup. This is called the BBP, the bronzer blush powder. This is the acronym of BBP. And I'm just warming up my face because I'm very, very white with all the foundation, and the powder makes me a bit white. And on the other side as well, and in the perimeter of my forehead, like that. Now I'm taking my blush and I'm using my E.L.F. I don't know, I'm in love with this bronzer lately. This is the, and I left the name. For some reason, there is no name on the package anywhere, just the shade written down here, so I kept the part of the box where it says the name. This is the primer infused blush in the shade Always Cheeky. Okay, I'm showing you the wrong side. Okay, this is how it looks like. It's a beautiful blush, and I'm taking my blush brush and I'm taking the excess on the back of my hand. There isn't a lot of excess, but just to be sure, I prefer adding than hiding, I think. So I'm just tapping off. I have two BBPs, if you were wondering, one for bronzer, one for blush. That's it. Wow, look at this beautiful beautiful powder and beautiful bronzer, and I like the combo. I'm using this by Revolution. This is the blush Sugar and Spice, and I'm using the highlighter from this blush, this color here. It is number 1, I think. I'm not really sure, and I'm going to combine it with this number 5, I think, because there are numbers on the back, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm just adding those two to create a highlight. Very, very soft, and I'm touching it very lightly, not heavily, just like that, so it won't be too much. But look at this beautiful highlight. And Well, now we have to do eyebrows because I forgot to do the eyebrows and you can't really see them, can you? So I'm using my Maybelline. This one is called Brow Define and Fill Duo. And after that, I'm going to use my gel mascara by Essence. This is the Lash and Brow Gel Mascara. So I'm just going to do my brows and I'll be right back. I'm back. I have eyebrows and also I put some of these. This is the Sierra Beads Organic Cocoa Butter Lip Balm. So I just added it because my lips were a bit dry. And I love this lip balm a lot. And now let's do the eyes and let's see if you know me. If you know me, you know which brand I'm going to use. Write it in the comment section down below. ColourPop! What a surprise! It's my pleasure. And I have more on the way. I have 2 orders that I placed in ColourPop. So I have 5 additional palettes on the way, 2 and then another 3, and a new lip oil that I also purchased, so it will come and I will show you. But in the meantime, it's my pleasure, and it's my pleasure to introduce to you, well, not really, it's not a new palette, but it is a favorite of mine. Okay, so in the crease I'm going to take this beautiful color, which is Pretty Cruel. What a strange name. I don't know why they called it Pretty Cruel. I don't know. Strange. Okay, so I'm just taking a bit and tapping the axis and adding it above my crease. This is just a transition shade. And I love ColourPop. And the fact that I'm having a package delivered from LA is more than fun. I don't know why. They have on the packages made in LA or something like that. Well, I have a package here from my previous purchase. It says, yeah, I was right. Made in LA. So it makes me very happy to see that package when I get it in the mail. So 2 packages are on the way. Why 2? I don't know, no reason. And well, I really wanted to buy the palette called Going Coconut, but it is not in stock for such a long time, and just after I purchased, it was restocked. After my second purchase, it was restocked. So, but for a very brief period of time, and then again it's out of stock. But I wouldn't buy, you know, just for one palette. I have so many on the way. I have so many palettes. I don't need more, really. I really don't. Okay, I'm going to take this color here. This is Bare Minimum, sorry. And I'm going to take it with my Spectrum brush. This is number A07. And I'm just going to pack it on my brush like that and tap it to the outer corner of my eye. Like that. And I didn't take a lot, and look at the pigment. This is beautiful. Very good brush for this purpose. I'm just taking my small brush, small mirror, and I'm just packing it on the eyelid. I want it to be even, so I'm looking at what I already did on the other eye, and still not even. Yeah, because on this side I packed a lot of material and I didn't pack as much on the other side, so let's pack on this side as well. Okay, love this brush. And this is the only brush I have from Spectrum. I almost bought another brush, but I didn't eventually buy. I think I bought something else, another brush. I don't really remember. I love this Spectrum brush. It is very, very good. Next up, I'm going to use this color here. It's going to zoom in and you will see this color. This color here. This is called Mr. Sandman. So let's use Mr. Sandman with my finger, and I'm applying it to the middle of the lash, and I'm just packing it so the texture of my eyelid, which is not perfect, will be less visible. When I pack it, I find that it's doing a better job. I don't know what we can see. Let's take the smaller mirror. And beautiful combo together. Yep. Let's take a bit more on the other side. And okay, beautiful, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. Look at this beautiful color. This is amazing. I think it's a duochrome because it shifts when I'm moving my hand. It's changing colors. Okay, so for the inner corner, I'm going to take a pencil brush, which goes missing. Okay, found it. This is also by AWB Makeup. This is called the Sharpening Pencil. This is a pencil brush. And I'm going to take this color, which is called Earth Shine. This is the color in the middle. And I'm going to pop it in the inner portion of the lid, like that. And okay, I like it. But I think that with my finger, the shimmers work better with the finger than with the brush. Because the brush brushes and you can see the texture on my eyelid. And when I'm doing it with my brush and with my finger and I'm tapping, it is much less visible. Okay, so this is the inner corner, and I don't have a color here for the tear dot which is light enough. So I'm going to take my Focalure Sculpt Glow in the shade 03. I'm just going to take the highlighting color here and with the same brush add it to the tear dot, just a tiny bit. I hope you can see it. Let's zoom in closer. And by adding this little highlight, makes a lot of difference, I think. Okay, so this is the upper lid already, and now let's do something with the lower lash line. And I'm taking my Morphe M432 brush. This is how it looks like. It is specifically for the lower lash line, and I'm returning to my It's My Pleasure by Colourpop, and I'm just taking a bit from Sleeper, which is this dark shade plump color here, just tapping the brush like so, and adding it to the lower lash line, the outer corner of the lower lash line, like that. So this is for the outer corner and on the other side as well. Now this small mirror is a magnifying mirror, so sometimes it's very hard to focus to see yourself in the magnifying glass because it is so small. So sometimes it's safer and it looks like it's taking forever for me to zoom in with my eyes and see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just taking the brush and cleaning it up on the back of my hand because now I want to use a lighter shade color, and I'm taking Kitten Fish, which is this color, light color here, and adding it to the inner corner of my lower lash line, and I'm just repeating. Well, I'm not repeating with the same colors that I used on the lid because they are shimmers, and shimmers don't do a good job with the brush on the lower lash line. And I have similar shades mattes, so it's easy to do it like that. Okay, this is it. This is the final result. I think it turned out beautifully, but I'm biased as usual, so let me know what you think. This is It's My Pleasure by Colourpop. I highly recommend it. I also have another purpley shaded palette from them, which is called Lilac Me a Lot, which is also very, very beautiful and purpley. The other one is a bit more pinkish than this one. I love them both very, very much. For the lips, let's stay in Colourpop. Oh, okay, I remember that I have this Super Shock by Colourpop. This is in the shade Lady Bird. Let's open it. And maybe this one could go well in the tear dot. Even though this one is definitely for the finger. Let's try and pack it on the pencil brush and add some color here in the tear dot with the Colourpop Super Shock. This is better using with a damp brush or your finger. A wet brush, as you can see, is not doing a very good job, but still, this is beautiful. This is my only Super Shock. I don't know if I'll purchase more because I really don't love all of these small things. If it were in a larger palette, I think I would love it better. Next up, from Colourpop, this is a lip oil. This is the shade Local Time, and I'm just adding it to my lips. I didn't remove the lip balm. I'm adding it on top of the lip balm. I chose a darker shade this time. I know that in the package it looks dark. If you look at this color here, it looks so dark, but look at my lips. Beautiful. It gives it a tiny bit of tint and a lot of shine, and I love this very much and do recommend it. Okay, so, oh, what did I forget? Starts with an M, ends with an A, and I forgot applying a mascara. So let's use this one by Essence, Volume Stylish 18 Hours Lash Extension Mascara with lengthening fibers. Interesting. Let's see if I will have length in my lashes, on my lashes. Okay, so I'm just adding the mascara on, just coating my lashes, and after I've coated my lashes, I'm just going to wrinkle it a bit. Wrinkle it. Ooh, yeah, definitely. And I didn't curl my lashes. I totally forgot. What a shocker that I forgot. Okay, again, I'm just coating my lashes with the mascara. And now I'm wrinkling it. Just moving it from side to side. And I'm just taking the tip of the mascara wand and applying it just to the outer lashes that didn't get any coat. Yup, just like that. And now this is the final look because we have mascara on. Okay, so this is the final look. This side is the side with the the tone adjusting primer, and this side is with the putty primer. Okay, so we will be back in a few hours, or I'll be back in a few hours, and we'll talk then, and I will let you know which side is better in my opinion. This is how it looks like. Few minutes after application, let's say about 15 minutes after application, it looks perfect. Both sides looks perfect. I have no complaints, but we will see in a few hours. So bye for now. Bye from now. 1, 2, 3. So bye for now, and we will see each other later. I'm back, but after a few days. Okay, I know it's strange, but when I got home that day, I totally forgot, and it was so late and I forgot to do the check-in. So this morning before I left for work, I did my face exactly the same as I did that day. This side was the tone adjusting primer, this side was the putty primer. So for that I did exactly the same thing. The only thing I did different was the highlighter. I just used a different type of highlighter. I used the Focallure highlighter, but other than that everything is the same. And it's been more than 12 hours, about 12 and a half hours since I did my makeup in the morning. So I thought that is a good time to do a check-in and to see how the makeup lasts all day with the primers that I used. As I said, the E.L.F on this side, the tone adjusting, and the E.L.F putty primer on this side. So let's zoom in and we will see the results of the comparison. We're closer than ever, and we can see, let's start with the eye just for reference. Then you can see that I still have shadows on my eyelids. Let's get closer even. Eye makeup is perfect. Well, not exactly perfect, but it's still there. You can't see the different shades. Everything looks like the same shade. But other than that, I do still have eye makeup and under the eyes as well. So goods up for color pop, and the LA Girl eye primer, which as I said, I love. Now let's look at the foundation. So this one is a side with the tone adjusting, and it doesn't look like I have any foundation on my face. Nothing. It looks like I have no foundation. Oh, I just touched up the lipstick, of course. No way I can last 12 hours with the same lipstick, so that's definitely not. But other than that, I didn't do anything, as I said. So as you can see, nothing, and you can see my friend, which is so bold and beautiful, and I love him so much. Not really. So you can see the tone adjusting, well, did it adjust my tone? I'm red, very red, so a big no. Let's see the putty primer side. Well, also here you can see here red, you can see all the blemishes and all the pigmentation, so it looks like I didn't wear any foundation today. So to conclude, well, the chin on both sides is horrible, so I zoomed you in a bit closer and you can see that after 12.5 hours it's all the foundation is gone. I'm red on both sides. You can see that I'm red. I'm sorry about the lighting, it's just evening and the lighting is not as I want it to be, but we can see the results. It's obvious neither of them did a good job. To conclude, I can say that during the day the foundation was okay on both sides. I didn't see any difference whatsoever, but I can see now that I'm red. I can see pigmentation, so neither of the primers did a good job. Which one is better? I don't know, they're both not good. So, well, at least for a long period of time. I don't know how long you expect a primer to keep your foundation on your face. And I have to say, since I've been to the office today, I've been wearing my mask, so I don't know if that's a factor or not. But to conclude, both of them got thumbs down. I didn't like any of them, so I'll try again. At least the putty primer, I want to give it another chance. Maybe this time I will do a checking after just 5 or 6 hours, and maybe it will be okay like last time. I think last time I did after 5 and 6 hours, so the putty primer was okay. But okay, that's it. I don't like them, and I don't know, I don't recommend them so far, and maybe I will change my mind, but so far I don't recommend them. So that is it from me. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye.